Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 38, History of the Years. Now that we've talked about world levels, let's talk about world promotion. After a pause, Shichen said slowly. World promotion will give feedback to the world's creatures. There are only two ways to promote the world. One is that the world will be automatically promoted after countless years of accumulation. This method of world promotion has the most benefits, but it is also the most difficult. The second method is artificial promotion. Although the benefits of world feedback are less in the end, it is relatively easy. You only need to know how to artificially promote world promotion. In this way, you who promote world promotion will get great benefits. Using human power to move the world. Madara listened to Shishi's explanation with a myriad of thoughts in his mind. The prerequisite for manpower to promote the advancement of the world is that the entire world needs to be unified and be at the extreme level that the world can reach. In this way, you can sacrifice to the sky and ask higher level beings to send down heavenly punishment to promote the advancement of the world. All small thousand worlds and middle thousand worlds have owners, and they are the driving force to help you advance to the world. However, even if you have the standards for advancement to the world, whether they will help you advance to the world depends on whether the other party wants to advance. It turns out that the world still has a master, and the promotion of the world requires the permission of its master. So isn't the promotion of the world a good thing? Why would some people disagree? Conan was stunned when he heard this, and then he had even greater doubts. Looking at Conan's doubts, Shichen explained, because world promotion is very risky. If you are not careful, the whole world will be destroyed. And everyone has a different number of worlds and different levels. Every time a world is lost, it will have a negative impact on them. It's a big loss, so in order to avoid accidents, many people don't want their world to be promoted. Then it won't be very difficult for us to be promoted in the future world, and there will even be no hope of promotion. Madara said excitedly when he heard this. Madara's first dream now is to achieve peace in his own world. This was the dream he once had with Hashirama. Madara's own second dream is to become stronger and transcend the world. If it were other people, it would be full of difficulties, but if it were you, it would be easy. Because of the existence of the chat group, we have a connection, and I can directly follow this connection to capture the promotion of your world. At that time, you will directly cut off the connection between your world and your superiors and become a vassal of my world, and the other party will not find your world. But even if they find your world, they will not dare to cause trouble if I am here. As the supreme of the Great Deo realm, I still have this level of confidence. Even if I am a being in the Great Deo realm, no one will offend a being who is also in the Great Deo realm just for the sake of a mere world. In that case, that's really great. Fortunately, we have a group leader. Madara said happily after hearing this. His biggest worry was solved, and he could practice well. Your world is easy to say, but our world is not. There are so many countries in the world now, and it is impossible to achieve unification. Xiao looked at Madara with envy. It's not that troublesome. After defeating the Holy Lord, you can directly use the History Book of Time to change history. Because the Holy Lord has reached the 4th level now, even the History Book of Time cannot affect it. Although this thing can change everything in your world, but once it reaches the 4th level, it cannot be changed. It is itself a 4th level treasure and cannot change people or things that are also at the 4th level. Shichen reminded him when he saw this. Yeah, I actually forgot about this. Xiao said in surprise when he heard this. There is such an artifact in his world. As long as you leave a stroke on it, you can directly realize everything. It records all the past history. Actually, if you had gotten the history book from the beginning, you wouldn't have been in so much trouble. Madara reminded him when he saw this. I have always forgotten about this matter, and the history book is in Australia. It has a kind of curse protection on it. Without Dad's magic, I can't get close. Xiao said angrily after hearing this. Since we haven't reached our destination yet, let's read this book. As he said that, Shichen stretched out his hand and then submerged into an unknown space. The next second, a huge, ancient book appeared in Shishen's hands. Shichen put the history book in front of him and flipped through the contents. No one was surprised when they saw this. As long as the group leader wants something, it must appear in hand. Several people were also quite curious about this artifact, and quickly gathered around Shichen and looked at the history book. This is the history book of time. This is the first time I have seen it. It seems that there are records of the Holy Lord once ruling the world. Xiao looked at the history book of time curiously and was amazed in her heart. Now there is a way to increase your strength the fastest and without any side effects. Do you want to try it? Shichen said, looking at Xiao in front of him. You mean, use this history book of time? Xiao was very smart and understood the meaning of time directly. Yes, although it cannot be changed after the Holy Master advances to the 4th level, it can allow you to directly reach the peak of the 3rd level. But after all, this is a treasure of Xiao's world. It can only affect Xiao, but not you. Shichen looked at Xiao and others and explained. That's such a pity. This is a very useful artifact. Xiao felt quite regretful when he heard this. If he used the history book to reach the 3rd level peak, then only Rem would be the weakest person present. She and Rem have a good relationship, so she hopes Rem can also become powerful, but the book of time cannot affect Rem, so she can only be full of regrets. It's okay, Xiao, I am also making progress slowly now, and I will soon be promoted to the 3rd level. Then I won't hold you back. Rem smiled and comforted Xiao. No, Sister Rem won't hold you back. We all like the gentle Sister Rem. Xiao shook her head and looked at Rem seriously. Rem shook her head, her heart full of warmth. Although Shichen can change the characteristics of the Book of Time, give it a strengthening, so that it can change other worlds that appear here, and let Rem directly use the Book of Time to change the history here. However, changing the Book of Time in this way is not good for this world. The Book of Time is one of the manifestations of the origin of this world, and it is also the most important thing. If it is changed, this world will be incomplete. Okay, Xiao, You can now tell me which path you want to take. Although the magic in your world is relatively weak, it is the strongest ability in this world. You can consider it. Shichen looked at Xiao and gave his own suggestions. Well, forget it, group leader, I still don't like the magic of my father. I prefer the fighting of Uncle Long, and I am also learning martial arts with Uncle Long now. Xiao thought about it and still refused the plan to become a mage. I know that I have ADHD and I am adventurous, otherwise I would not think of going on adventures with Uncle Long. Well, I knew you would say that. I have thought of a direction for you to become stronger. Shichen smiled when he heard it. He knew that Xiao's character would not become an honest standing mage, but a person who can fight in close combat. In that case, let's do it this way. Then, Shichen wrote Xiao's history in the history book of years. Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 39. Everyone arrives. A flash of light passed by, and Xiao, who was originally wearing a white long-sleeved shirt and an orange hoodie, had a big transformation and became a little girl in black tights. Although she was still small, she was already quite heroic. Wow, cool, I feel full of strength in my body now, and there are many more memories in my memory. Xiao tried to move her hands and feet, and a strong gust of wind came, which directly disrupted the airflow in front of her, and almost made the giant bird fall directly. This is a martial arts school in a very powerful world. They can cultivate the chi in their bodies by strengthening their bodies, and they can release various powerful moves through chi. Shichen looked at Xiao and smiled and said, "No wonder I feel that I have such a strong power, and I seem to be able to fly." As she said that, Xiao directly left her feet and flew side by side with the bird. So powerful. Man was quite envious. He couldn't fly yet. He could only fly when he controlled the power of the six paths. But Xiao can fly now, and her strength is also top-notch among the third-level ones. This is a step to heaven. This ability called flying is amazing. Xiao flew around in surprise, just like a child who got a new toy. Okay, Xiao, come down. Save your energy to deal with the Holy Lord later. Shichen smiled and called Xiao down. Xiao flew over after hearing this and stayed quietly beside him. I really envy Xiao. She has directly become the peak of the third level. It's a pity that I have just cultivated to the second level. Conan looked at Xiao in the live broadcast room, and his envy was about to overflow the screen. This is quite interesting, but I don't know if it is powerful in actual combat. Wendy looked at Xiao and felt quite interesting. Shichen looked at Xiao and pointed directly, and a piece of information appeared in Xiao's mind. This is the cultivation method for you. This system is mainly used to cultivate the physical body. The stronger the physical body, the stronger the chi, so you are more suitable for the method of physical body sanctification than others. Shichen thought of when he first entered the chat group. He sent a copy of 8-9 Mysterious Art to all group members, but few people could get started. Many people were not suitable for practicing this, so he directly created a knowledge base, allowing everyone to choose a method for free. But now it is different. Xiao is very suitable for the system, and is also suitable for practicing the method of physical body sanctification. Physical body sanctification does not mean to cultivate the body into a muscular man, but to cultivate strength to all parts of the body's muscles, but it will not become a muscular man, so it will not affect the body shape. Although this world is a modern world, there is no shortage of energy used for cultivation, which is enough for Xiao's future cultivation. Xiao, your world can only accommodate others to break through to the third level. The Holy Lord is an accidental product. It has the interference of external forces, and only its existence with extremely strong evil power can break through to the fourth level. You are different. If you want to break through to the fourth level, you can only upgrade the world level in the future, or go to a higher level world to break through. Shichen told Xiao about the way she would go in the future, so that she could be mentally prepared. It's okay, group leader, I don't need so many things at the moment, I can slowly improve my strength, and I will soon promote the world upgrade later, and then it will be fine. Xiao didn't care when she heard it. She was already very surprised that she could be so strong at the moment. This is directly the end of many people's lives? Okay, it seems that we are going to reach our destination. Shichen nodded, and suddenly saw the scene in the distance, knowing that everyone had finally arrived at the destination of this trip. Officer, there is a UFO approaching. At this time, Officer Black brought his men and discussed with Jackie Chan's father how to deal with the Holy Lord. The Holy Lord is now too powerful, and many of his father's magics are useless against it. Apart from anything else, the current Holy Lord directly absorbed the power contained in the spell into his body, and the original spell turned directly into a pile of powder. Outsiders could not get the power of the spell through conventional methods. At this time, one of Blake's men, looking at the approaching bird, hurriedly reported to Blake. There seems to be someone on it, huh? Jackie Chan, is that your niece Xiao? Blake looked at the bird with a telescope and suddenly found a familiar figure. Where? Jackie Chan looked at Blake after hearing this, and was puzzled. Didn't he ask True to watch Xiao at home? How could she appear here? Seeing Jackie Chan looking over, Blake handed the telescope to Jackie Chan, motioned him to look up, and waved to everyone to cancel the alert state. Hey? Xiao? How could she come here, and she was sitting on such a big bird, and who was next to her? Why have I never seen her before? Jackie Chan looked at the people above, and was surprised, even ignoring small details such as how Xiao changed her clothes. Uncle Long. I brought help. Xiao stood on the giant bird and shouted to Jackie Chan. As she said that, she jumped down from a height of dozens of meters without waiting for the giant bird to land, almost scaring Jackie Chan to death. Xiao. Jackie Chan was almost scared to death when he saw this, and hurriedly ran towards Xiao, trying to catch her. Shua. Just when Xiao fell less than 10 meters above the ground, her falling body suddenly stopped, and then slowly landed in front of Jackie Chan. Xiao. What's wrong with you? Didn't the talisman get taken away by the Holy Lord? Jackie Chan was shocked when he saw this. He thought Xiao had a chicken talisman in her hand, otherwise how could he explain that she could float in the air? Of course it's not a talisman, Uncle Long. I'm very strong now, and I can fly. This is what I just learned. Xiao said proudly, which made Jackie Chan stunned. Oh, by the way, Uncle Long, a few of my friends are here. They are very strong. This time they are here to help us deal with the Holy Lord. Xiao remembered something, looked at the people who were slowly coming over, and hurriedly introduced them to Jackie Chan. Uncle Long, this is our boss, you can call him. Xiao looked at Shichen and didn't know how to introduce him for a while, because she felt that no matter how she introduced him, it would be impolite to the group leader. Hello, Mr. Chen, my last name is Shi, the time. Shichen smiled and took the initiative to extend his right hand and shook hands with Jackie Chan. If this was known by a group of chaos bosses, I'm afraid they would be so shocked that they would explode and die on the spot. You are such a powerful top boss, but you actually lowered your status countless times and shook hands with an ordinary person. In all high-level worlds, the real strong will not lower their status to talk to an ant, let alone shake hands. But Shichen is different. He himself came from the modern era. Although the time he lived in the modern era is not as long as the time he lived in the prehistoric world, it has a great impact on him, so he can treat the weak with a different mentality, otherwise he would not think about helping these group members. At this time, Jackie Chan looked at the man in front of him. Although he was just a martial artist, he still felt a kind of strength in the other party. Unlike the Saint Lord who was so sharp, Shichen gave him a feeling of restraint. Oh, hello, Mr. Shi, I am Jackie Chan, Xiao's uncle, please take care of Xiao. Although many things were not clear, it did not prevent them from saying hello to each other. Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 40, Battle Against the Shadow Army. After a brief introduction to Jackie Chan and the others, everyone looked in the direction of the Holy Lord. Dad, is there any way to deal with the Holy Lord? Jackie Chan came to his father and looked at the various potions that his father was fiddling with, and couldn't help asking. This situation has never been recorded in history. The Holy Lord has now integrated all the energy in the talismans into himself, and it has also obtained other evil powers, becoming more powerful than what is recorded in the ancient books. Dad quickly flipped through the contents of the ancient books, but his heart became more and more nervous. At this time, the Holy Lord had opened a hell space that sealed his dragon sons and grandsons. This is not the space where the 7 demons are sealed, but now the Holy Lord has reached the 4th level, and even without the Pangu box, he can directly release the other 7 demons. In the history of this world, the 8 demons of the Holy Lord once ruled the world, and finally 8 gods appeared and sealed the 8 demons together. And these 8 gods are the 8 immortals in Chinese legends. They left after sealing the 8 demons. The only item that can open the sealed demon space is the Pangu treasure box. However, with the current strength of the Holy Lord, he can directly open the passage to the demon space. Dad, just leave it to us. You don't need to worry about the Holy Lord. Xiao came to his father and comforted him. Xiao, don't bother Dad. I want to find a way to defeat the Holy Lord as soon as possible. Dad said without raising his head. Jackie Chan, go and hold the Holy Lord for Dad first. Don't let the Holy Lord release those monsters. Dad looked at the dragon-shaped monster that was about to come out and quickly commanded Jackie Chan to stop it. But, Dad, how can I stop him now? Jackie Chan cried. If he had a talisman, he could stop the Holy Lord, but now he is just a mortal who knows martial arts. How can he fight such a monster? Okay, all of you get out of the way. Leave it to us next. Ben was not interested in watching anymore. He tightened his clothes and pushed Jackie Chan away directly. We will deal with the Holy Lord. We came here for this purpose. Daegu also stepped forward and said with a smile. What are you doing? You can't defeat the Holy Lord like this. You have to use magic to defeat magic. Dad looked at several people and hurriedly stopped them. Dad, leave it to us with confidence. What happens next will definitely surprise you. Xiao came to Dad and smiled at him. Go. Madara rushed over first and used the shadow clone technique as soon as he came up. In an instant, many Uchiha Madaras appeared on the battlefield, which simply shattered everyone's worldview. This. What on earth is this? Jackie Chan and his group almost popped their eyes out. It was really more eye-catching than the Holy Lord. Oh, what is this? But it doesn't matter. It's just an ant that can clone itself. The Holy Lord felt the evil spirit and turned around to find more than a dozen Madaras rushing towards him. Although he had never seen this before, he did not feel that there was a threat to himself. With a wave of his hand, countless black shadows appeared, which were the often-appearing ninja Black Shadow Core. There are a total of 10 sets of demon masks, each of which can summon countless terrifying Black Shadow Core. In addition to being immortal, they also have various powerful characteristics. If you fight yourself, I may not be able to beat you, but do you think you can defeat me with just these cannon fodder? Madara felt as if he was ignored, which made him feel very angry. Fire style, Flame Dragon Song Technique. The next second, several huge fire dragons attacked and instantly destroyed all the attacking Black Shadow Core. Well, it seems that I underestimated you. Seeing that the other party was not bluffing, the Holy Lord summoned all the remaining Black Shadow Core. Including the previous Ninja Core, the remaining are the Thorn Blade Core, Night Bat Core, Troll Core, Samurai Core, Alien Core, Shadow Devouring Core, Hunting Pincers Core, Mantis Core, and Snake Core. After the Holy Lord possessed the power of all the Black Shadow Core, the strength of all the Black Shadow Core soldiers was strengthened, as if they had become a whole. Mr. Madara, I'll help you. Xiao did not hesitate and directly performed the air dance technique and flew towards the Black Shadow Core. With Xiao's current strength, even if the Holy Lord was punched by her, it would hurt for a long time. Not to mention these Black Shadow Core, each of them was punched by her one by one. Although the current Black Shadow Core is an enhanced version, their characteristics have not changed. Others are fine, but the shadow devouring core is very embarrassing. The shadow devouring core is a very weak black shadow core in the early stage and very strong in the later stage. They need to devour human shadows to grow. This kind of devoured shadow is actually something like a soul. After being devoured, humans will fall into a coma. Unfortunately, now neither Madara nor Xiao can eat their shadows. Xiao is protected by chi, and Madara has chakra in his body. Because they have powerful energy in their bodies, these very weak shadow devourers can't eat their shadows at all. And their strength does not allow these shadow devourers to eat their shadows. Xiao and the man called Madara have an invisible chi. Dad adjusted his glasses and said his reasoning. Chi? Is it a kind of magic? Jackie Chan often stays with Dad, so he knows a little about Dad's magic. No, it's a kind of chi I've never seen before. Dad shook his head, and he didn't know. Although Dad didn't know what it was, he was so knowledgeable that he could still infer that there was a special chi flowing through their bodies. I'm going over there too, boss. Rem looked at the time and planned to go on stage. The next second, her body began to transform into a ghost, a horn appeared on her forehead, and a meteor hammer appeared in her hand. Although these black shadow core were not too strong for them, ants could kill elephants, so many black shadow core came together, which also made Rem feel stressed. Everyone, get ready. Officer Blake saw this and ordered his men to raise their weapons, intending to help Xiao and the others. Stop. Your weapons are useless. You have to use magic to defeat magic. Dad hurried forward to stop them. But, Dad, they didn't use magic either. Blake signaled his men to temporarily put down their weapons, looking at Dad in confusion. What do you know? Although they don't seem to have magic, their attacks all carry a special energy. This energy can make them more effective against the Black Shadow Core, and it is also very useful against the Holy Lord. Seeing this, the old man explained, but his eyes were still looking at the direction of the battle. A bunch of trash. If the dark energy in them was not useful to me, and could not help me deal with some small things, I would have thrown them all into the Dark Kingdom. The Holy Lord looked at the Black Shadow Core that was gradually being dealt with, and couldn't help but said angrily in his heart. The next second, he interrupted the spell of summoning the evil dragon and went on the field himself. Roar. The Holy Lord jumped directly and came to the center of the battlefield in an instant. The strong airflow directly shook everyone away. Who of you wants to die first? Looking at the three people in the field, the Holy Lord released an astonishing killing intent in his scarlet eyes. Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 41, Battle Against the Holy Lord. With the Holy Lord coming on the field in person, no one present could withstand its attack. After all, there was a huge difference in level. Dragon explosion. The Holy Lord roared, and a powerful stream of flame spurted out of his mouth, instantly hitting Uchiha Madara. Substitution technique. Madara was shocked when he saw this, and quickly used the substitution technique, but the next second, before he could see the situation around him clearly, he was directly knocked out by a heavy punch from the Holy Lord. Let me go on the field. Daegu looked at it and decided that it would be better for him to go on the field, otherwise they would all be solved. However, there was one thing that bothered him. After all, he could only transform for 3 minutes. If he couldn't solve it in 3 minutes, it would be troublesome, and then he could only let the group leader take action. It's okay, go ahead. The time you transform here depends only on your own energy. After so much practice, your energy is enough to support you in a long battle. Seeing Dagu's hesitation, Shichen smiled and said, Okay, in that case, I'll go. Time waits for no one. Daegu no longer has any worries and directly takes out the magic stick. Tika. With a flash of light, an Ultraman about the same size as the Holy Lord appeared. Daegu has his own considerations for not growing bigger. The Holy Lord himself has the power of the rabbit spell and the cow spell. If he grows bigger, it will be difficult to hit the opponent, and the opponent can easily dodge his attack and hit him at the same time. Only when the body size is the same, is it the best way to fight. What is this? Such a strong light. Jackie Chan was almost blinded when he saw Tika. Not only that, this light also carries a strong energy, which makes people feel at ease. Dad looked at Tika. Although he didn't know where it came from, he could feel the breath emanating from it, just like his former teacher, the Great Wizard, who made people feel at ease. Sir, do you feel that this is a little familiar? At this time, a subordinate next to Blake looked at Blake and hesitated slightly. What do you want to say? Blake asked in confusion. I don't know if it's my illusion, I always feel that this person is like Ultraman in the special effects film. The subordinate scratched his head and said a little embarrassedly. Huh? Are you sure? Blake was a little dumbfounded. Why are his subordinates so unreliable? Sir, actually, I also feel that this is a bit like Ultraman. My son has always liked to watch this. At this time, another subordinate said, but it made Blake even more confused. Is this really Ultraman? Blake looked at Tika not far away, and then looked at Shichen standing not far away, and felt that his worldview collapsed a little. Tisk. Looking at the Holy Lord in front of him, Tika directly took the starting position for the battle. The annoying light makes me want to smash you to pieces. The Holy Lord looked at Tika in front of him and squinted his eyes slightly. Tika's light made him feel very uncomfortable. Tisk. Tika shouted and rushed over directly. The Holy Lord was also unwilling to be outdone. The energy of the bull talisman flowed through his body and competed with Tika. Boom. The two fought for the first time and instantly fought each other. Tika felt helpless. His composite form could only tie with the Holy Lord. But if he switched to the power form, although his strength could overwhelm the opponent, his speed would also be reduced. The Holy Lord was different. He had the power of the bull talisman and the speed of the rabbit talisman, which made him not afraid of strength and speed. Haha, I have the strongest power and the fastest speed, and I have an immortal dog and a healing horse. You can't beat me at all. The Holy Lord looked at Tika in front of him and taunted. Tika ignored him, but shot a light arrow in his hand at the Holy Lord, leaving a scorch mark on the Holy Lord. But soon, the power of the horse talisman in his body surged, and the wound was healed instantly. It's useless, kid, you can't beat me. The Holy Lord looked at Tika and smiled. Look, I'll turn you into a monkey. As he said that, rays of light shot out from the hands of the Holy Lord and attacked Tika directly. Tika saw this and quickly used the ultra barrier to block the attack. Seeing that Tika actually blocked his attack, the Holy Lord directly used the invisibility of the snake spell and quickly approached Tika. Tika saw that the Holy Lord disappeared and quickly became alert, but he couldn't find the direction of the Holy Lord at all. The next second, a blast was heard and Tika was blown away directly. Tisk. Tika quickly got up from the ground and was carefully on guard, but unfortunately he was approached by the Holy Lord again and kicked away directly. Standing up again, Tika tried to calm himself down. Calm down, calm down, I have to carefully feel the trajectory of the other party's actions. In Tika's body, Deku slowly relaxed, and the light energy in his body slowly dissipated, gradually forming a force field composed of light particles in the outside world. The next second, the invisible Holy Lord rushed over quickly. Tika dodged and avoided the attack of the Holy Lord. At the same time, he grabbed the Holy Lord's arm with his backhand and threw him to the ground with an over-the-shoulder throw. Because these light particles appeared in the field that only Tika could see, no matter how the Holy Lord moved, he would definitely attract light particles, so Tika could directly predict the opponent's attack. Good boy, you actually escaped. The Holy Lord didn't care, stood up and patted his body, thinking that Tika just happened to escape. He used the snake spell to become invisible again, and rushed towards Tika in an instant. Tisk. Tika turned again, dodged the attack, and his body turned into a red power form, and grabbed the Holy Lord again, and smashed him hard on the ground. Roar. Damn it, I will tear you into pieces. The Holy Lord knew that his invisibility was useless against Tika, so he had to cancel the invisibility state. As the Holy Lord's angry voice sounded, countless black air emerged from his body, instantly surrounding himself. The next second, a brand new Holy Lord appeared in front of everyone. I saw a muscular man with a huge pliers on his left hand, a sharp claw on his right hand, wearing armor, a pair of bat-like wings spread out behind him, a samurai sword on his back, his feet turned into snake-like soft bodies, and a Holy Lord with a height of dozens of meters appeared. This is the Holy Lord who has all the characteristics of the demon mask. It is his most powerful state at present. At the same time, the whole world was quickly covered by black fog, and the whole world turned dark, with black lightning running everywhere in the sky. Hee, you are the first person who has the honor of seeing my strongest form. As a reward, I will slowly torture you to death. The Holy Lord opened his mouth like a slit-mouthed woman, revealing a mouthful of ferocious fangs. Seeing this, Tika's body also grew larger at the same time, and at the same time turned back to the composite form, which was his original size. Seeing that Tika's body also grew larger at the same time, the Holy Lord was slightly surprised, but he didn't feel troubled. The wings behind him fluttered, and he flew in front of Tika in an instant. The giant pliers on his left hand directly clamped Tika's neck, making Tika unable to break free. Tika used both hands to force, but could only barely break the giant pliers a little bit. The next second, the long claws on the Holy Lord's right hand were raised, and after Tika broke free from the control of the giant pliers, a claw slashed Tika's body, and Tika was instantly knocked out. Boom boom. As Tika fell to the ground shook violently. Before Tika could get up, the Holy Lord flew over again, his right hand turned back to his original palm, and at the same time grabbed the samurai sword behind him. The giant pincers in his left hand also changed, turning into a forelimb like a mantis. Let me deal with you. The Holy Lord swung the double swords in his hands and instantly chopped at Tika. Tisk. At the critical moment, the crystal on Tika's forehead shone, and instantly turned into a purple speed form, instantly dodging the Holy Lord's fatal blow. Ding dong, ding dong. Hearing the sound, Tika lowered his head and looked at the timer on his chest, and his heart couldn't help but become anxious. The energy in his body was rapidly consumed, and now it was time for the timer to alarm. Oh. From the look of you, you are running out of energy, right? The Holy Lord looked at Tika's appearance, felt that Tika was in a bad state, and knew that the other party was about to die. I haven't tortured you enough yet, you mustn't die so soon. As he said that, the Holy Lord rushed towards Tika again.